Welcome back to today's episode of the channel. The topic today is simple but powerful: how to make a woman feel turned on using only your words. Many men assume attraction begins with touch. They believe physical contact is the main trigger. But what if desire could start earlier? What if the right sentence spoken the right way could make her body respond before you touch her? It may sound like a trick or some kind of magic. It isn't. There is real psychology behind it. By the end of this episode, you will understand why words can create anticipation, excitement, and craving. Before we go deeper, remember you can also find my intimacy lessons, guided practices, and demonstrations on my other platforms where I regularly share more conversations about connection, pleasure, and communication. If you ever feel like you need guidance, support, or someone encouraging you along your personal intimacy journey, those spaces are where I share much more. I also work directly with people who want help improving their confidence, their communication, and their romantic lives. My goal is simple. I want to help you understand attraction better so you can build deeper chemistry, stronger connection, and a more satisfying, intimate life. Now let's move into what you are actually going to learn today. First, we will explore the psychology behind why certain words can arouse women and why many men misunderstand this completely. Then, I will walk you through a simple 5-step framework that helps her body respond instinctively to your voice. After that, we will look at common mistakes that instantly kill the mood. By the end of this conversation, you will understand how to create anticipation and desire without even touching her. And yes, that is possible. Before we talk about techniques, we need to understand the reason behind it all. Women often experience arousal differently than men. Their desire is strongly connected to imagination, emotional stimulation, and the story being created in their mind. Research in sexual psychology shows that anticipation plays a major role in female arousal. When a woman begins imagining what might happen next, her brain becomes highly active. The mind begins building scenes and sensations. This mental stimulation can trigger real physical responses in the body. In simple terms, her brain begins the experience before anything physical has actually happened. Two important chemicals are involved here: dopamine, which is connected to pleasure and excitement, and oxytocin, which is associated with bonding and emotional closeness. When the right words are spoken, these chemicals can increase. That combination creates both attraction and connection. She feels excited, curious, and emotionally drawn in at the same time. Words also stimulate the part of the brain responsible for imagination and emotional processing. When you describe a feeling, a touch, or a moment in vivid detail, the brain reacts almost as if the experience is real. That is why strong verbal tension can feel powerful. The mind begins filling in the missing pieces, building anticipation and desire. Now, let's talk about where many men go wrong. The biggest mistake is jumping straight into explicit language. Some men think dirty talk means using aggressive graphic phrases immediately. That approach usually fails. When there is no buildup, no emotion, and no tension, the moment feels awkward instead of exciting. Instead of attraction, it often creates discomfort or shuts the mood down. Another common mistake is relying on boring compliments. Lines like, "You're so hot," or "You're really sexy," might sound nice, but they are generic. They do not create imagery. They do not tell a story. And because they could be said to anyone, they rarely make someone feel special. Words become powerful when they are specific and connected to the moment. A stronger approach is building desire through anticipation and detail. Instead of simply saying she looks attractive, describe what about her affects you. Mention the way she smiles, the way her voice sounds, or the way she reacts when you get closer. Those small observations create a picture in her mind, and that picture keeps growing. Now, let's move into the 5-step framework. Step 1 is your voice. Tone matters more than people realize. A calm, slower voice with natural pauses feels confident and controlled. Speaking too fast or sounding nervous weakens the effect. Slow down. Let silence exist between phrases. A pause can sometimes create more tension than the words themselves. Step 2 is painting a picture in her mind. Instead of blunt statements, use sensory language. Describe what you notice. Describe the moment unfolding. Talk about how close you are, how the atmosphere feels, how her reactions change. Short fragments can work well here. They allow her imagination to complete the scene on its own. Step 3 is making the moment about her. People love feeling desired for who they are, not just for what someone wants from them. Notice something unique about her. Maybe the way she bites her lip when she is nervous. Maybe the sound of her laugh. When you highlight details that belong only to her, the attraction becomes personal. Step 4 is anticipation. Desire grows when the moment stretches slightly longer than expected. Teasing questions work well here. Half-finished thoughts can also work. When you leave a sentence hanging, her mind begins searching for the answer. That curiosity creates tension, and tension is one of the strongest ingredients in attraction. Finally, step 5 is encouraging her to express what she feels. When someone talks about their excitement out loud, the feeling often becomes stronger. Open questions invite that response. Ask how she feels in the moment. Ask what is going through her mind. As she describes it, the experience deepens. There is also one final strategy many people overlook. The moment does not have to end when the conversation ends. A simple follow-up message later can bring the entire feeling back. Mention a moment you remember. Mention a reaction you noticed. That reminder reignites the emotional spark and keeps the anticipation alive. So now you understand something important. Words are not just conversation. Used correctly, they shape imagination, emotion, and attraction. When you speak with intention, patience, and awareness, your words create an experience and people remember experiences. Mastering this skill does not just create interest, it creates lasting desire.